This is a public service announcement from
Hey, this is Rick, and coming to you live from the Comedy Store. How you guys doing tonight? This is a brand new episode of Kill Tony. Give it up for Tony Hinchcliffe.
Boom. Here we are. Welcome, everybody. How are you? Yeah. Another big packed crowd tonight. Josh Martin's here. How are you, buddy?
Great. I'm doing good. We were just talking before, like what happened this week, and we really can't recall this week.
It's just a very normal weekend.
Yeah.
You know, we just did a bunch of spots, podcasted. You know, we just did what we do.
Normal stuff.
Yeah.
Drank too much, cried at the comedy. I guess I cried at the comedy. I had one of those nights where I did a podcast called Dysentery, and it's pretty much where we just get really, really wasted throughout the podcast. Me and a couple girls. Like I'm talking like a whole bottle of tequila, a couple of beers, shots of it's just a horrible mess. And somehow I ended up here, and I guess I was crying. I keep on getting people are coming up to me telling these stories of shit I said. I guess I was going up to girls that I know that I would never do this with, and just like whispering in their ears, going, "Let's go to San Francisco and fuck."
That's the craziest pickup line I've ever heard.
Why San Francisco?
I know.
It makes no sense at all. I don't understand.
It's really weird. What does that mean? Like, what is... Maybe, is that like some kind of term like, hey baby, let's go to San Francisco?
I don't know what that means. That makes no sense at all.
It seems like some kind of dirty sexual maneuver.
Right. I just wonder if I like made a joke up earlier and I thought everyone heard it and I forgot and that's why I was saying that.
Right.
That makes no sense. But I'm so embarrassed. That's one of those nights that you like, shit, I'm not gonna drink tomorrow. And then
That's one of those nights where you do that and you the next day are like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, it sucks.
I've never had people come up to me and told me that I was crying to them.
Yeah, I cry a lot, man. I have this thing where when I get really wasted, I just start crying. And it's not like I'm crying, like my eyes just start crying.
Really?
Yeah, it's like the alcohol is like, hey, you need to pee. I'm just going to come out of your eyes. Because you're too drunk to realize it. I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, that doesn't happen to me. I'll like talk shit and like be crazy when I'm drunk, but the crying thing, I save that for just like, I just keep it all pent up and then I let it turn into anger. Isn't that fun?
Do you cry ever? Like once a year?
I really don't. You want to know what? I almost cried last night at the new episode of Breaking Bad because that show is unfucking believable and it just came back last night. How many people saw that episode of television? How the fuck is this? How the fuck are they doing that? It's unbelievable. For those of you that haven't seen that show, I know it must be annoying. People must tell you, hey, go see that show. It's unfucking believable. Like, if you can't get into this, I don't want to be your friend anyway. Like, that's fine if you don't see it, but Really good.
God, I watched the first episode and it stressed me out, and I was like, I can't have this stress in my life.
That's when it's good drama. What do you mean you can't? You're
that was
crying.
stressful.
You can't have that stress in your life. You're at a nightclub crying to your friends.
And do you think I need more stress? Do you think that's a good, like, hey, let's add Breaking Bad stress to that?
It might help. You might be like, you know what? My life's not that bad after all. I don't have stage 4 lung cancer and fucking a meth business that's trying to kill me. That show's fucking unbelievable. But with all these expectations, they come out with a new episode, and I mean expectations are sky high. And, right? I mean, only these 4 guys obviously have enough money to have cable, so...
So do you think it's going to end, though, with, like, the Lost episode where, like, what? They're all dreaming. And
absolutely not. You know why? Because Vince Gilligan's too badass for that. J.J. Abrams did that. I have respect for him, but, you know, there's also other powers that be.
But how many series ever ends and you're like, wow, that was awesome. Like, oh, that what they did at Seinfeld, where they're all quiet in jail. That was amazing.
That was a bad one.
Yeah, or Lost.
The Sopranos is an interesting one.
Sopranos, even though it's like, come on, we need to know what happened.
But they tell you what happened. It's wrong what they did in the way that they made it, so that like only people that are really fucking paying attention can see what happens there. But I watched the whole thing on it. It's really interesting, and the way that it works is there's how many people here have seen the last episode of Sopranos? Okay, that's a good enough amount to talk about it. But
right.
He's sitting in the booth and he's looking at the door, and you see you're looking at him, and the door thing rings, and he looks at who's in the door, and the camera goes from where he's sitting, right?
Right.
This is a thing that happens over and over again. More people keep coming in, and then you go from his vision. And the thing is that on that last one, you watch the guy go, everything hints that guy that went in the bathroom that's coming back out is going to kill him. And that's on purpose, too. That's not to trick you, that's to let you know what the fuck's happening in the scene. There's a reason. Everything else has a reason, so that would, too. And then on the final one, when Meadows coming in late, or something like that, he looks up again, and that's when it goes blank, but it would be from his angle, and at that point, that guy's coming out, so you know that he got shot in the head.
Oh. Or they were going to wait 5 more years, make a Soprano movie, and the guy behind him misses and shoots the daughter in the shoulder.
There's nobody had Gandolfini living for 5 years. Nobody. And if you thought he was going to survive that long, you obviously don't have any Italian friends. With an Italian family that's just eating cheese and drinking milk. Because that's what they do. And pasta. I mean, the tomato sauce is the healthiest thing Italians eat. And that's not even really, that's got shit in it. It's crazy.
You know, so if you guys have seen the show before, we have this gentleman over here.
Of course, our head of security. Chief of insecurity.
Yeah, Iron Patriot.
The Iron Patriot, everybody, is here once again. One of my favorite. All right, we're really excited tonight. Okay. Oh, you're really firing them off there, huh?
Yes.
In the past, he's done some weird little music numbers that have surprised us all, and he sent me one over this week, and I put it on my iPad. Didn't listen to it until today, just to double check to make sure it was working. And he's going to do this song, and
I've heard that he was sending in a song. I heard last week he was going to do it. I got excited. He brought a banana here for some reason last week. I'm like, what's the banana for? It's for a music thing I almost did, but it didn't work out. And you asked me earlier, do you know what this song is? Have you listened? And I purposefully haven't wanted to listen to it because I wanted to be surprised at what he was going to do with this banana here.
Well, let's. Cause I heard it, and I can't even imagine what's going to go on right now because this makes no sense to me. So let's go. Here's the Iron Patriot with his banana song.
was but deep dry. That's the money they borrow about, yeah. That's the money they borrow about, yeah. He was but deep dry, like a cow in love with a dandy. She makes me take up and feel fresh like a bit of brandy. He wants to share his banana. He wants to share it all with her. The fella teacher doesn't know just what to do. See, I know just what to do. Get crazy with your banana. Let me see what to do. I want to share my banana with you. Let me see what you do. Let me see what you do. I want to share my banana with you. Let me see what you do. I want to share my banana. Share it all with you. I want to share my banana. Make this love so true. I want to share my banana. Share it all with you. I want to share my banana. They look so happy on the bench in the tree in the jungle. They got the rhythm and everybody's what to do. He wants to share his banana. He wants to share it all with her. The family teacher that knows just what to do. See, I know just what to do. And then everybody's taking your banana. Let's see what you do.
Oh my god. Wow.
Let me tell you something about that song, Tony. That was a hit in Dallas, Texas in 1992. I was in a band called Dirty Crabber. That's a classic song. It was in the grunge era. The whole world wasn't ready for the banana, but now they are ready for the banana. I was so happy to do that song tonight, Tony. Thank you so much.
Okay.
It's a story about two monkeys in the jungle named Jacob and Latidra. Latidra was playing hard to get, and Jacob said, "Get crazy with that banana."
Holy shit.
The banana is a mystical song. It can mean many things, whatever you want. You can literally get a banana, or it can be the man's genitalia. Whatever you like.
Obviously, yeah, we could take it however we like. Alright, so you were in a band in Dallas in
Yeah.
1992. What was the name of the band?
It was called Dirty Crabber. You can look on YouTube, and if you type in Dirty Crabber.
Okay. And what instrument did you play?
I was the singer. I was the crabber.
And that was your band's actual song.
Yes, we
And
got
that-
a little radio play. It didn't go big time, but I don't think it was the right time. I think now is the time.
Wow, here's a... Is Dirty Crabber Mailman one of your songs?
Yes.
Well, let's take a listen to Dirty Crabber Mailman. I just found it here on YouTube.
Sure, I know somebody that can sing
shit.
along with
now,
this.
Now wait, is this
Is that you in the
Is that
video?
you?
Yes. This is my
For those of you
second video.
listening
It's gonna be famous.
at home, Dirty Crabber Mailman you can find on YouTube. It's pretty unfucking believable. Oh my god. You
It
guys
starts in a second.
It starts with a
Yeah,
dog?
yeah, that's me
Oh
right
my
there.
god, that's you?
Yeah.
Oh, I see why you wear the Patriot suit.
Yeah, that was in Deep Ellum in Dallas, Texas.
You call this grunge?
No, I'm saying grunge was popular. That's why we were funny. We had a fun time, right?
Oh, that's so
We were
great.
more funny and happy.
You were happy rock and roll.
Yes.
During
yes.
the era that grunge was completely taking over, when people
Yeah.
were going dark.
It
You're
was-
like, you know what, let's just take over the happy market in Dallas right
Yeah,
now.
it was a hard time for the rock star in the early 90s.
Holy shit. How does Mailman go?
Yeah.
mean to tell me you guys were huge in Dallas? We hear positive music? Oh, I love it,
That's
man.
amazing.
But I'm trying to get my career going again in music.
Well, I think that mailman.
I think the mailman song goes great with the banana in the hand. I think you should flip it and do the banana. All right.
Okay.
I fucking love it.
That was
Patriot,
amazing.
you're always amazing. How's your week been? How's life?
Remember I told you I was an extra on Parks and Recreation?
Yeah.
Well, when they started filming again this week, I was on there 3 days. And you know who I really liked from that show? Is Rashida Jones. She's the daughter of Quincy Jones, who produced the biggest Michael Jackson albums. And Rashida Jones, when she was a little girl, she was bit by Bubbles the chimp, Michael Jackson's little monkey. And she still has the scar in her hand.
Oh my God.
Very interesting.
So the sight of your banana must really freak her out, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Patriot, I love you. Have you talked to the mystic gods of the universe? Do you have any new catchphrases for us?
I have a confession to make, Tony. I've been getting my weed from someone else now.
Oh.
Why is that?
I knew I had to stop mooching off you. At first, when you gave me that weed, I thought I'll just smoke it a couple days. But you showed me the way, and now I'm a full-time stoner.
Yeah.
Wow.
I have a friend that I'm buying Purple Haze from on a regular basis.
Wow.
And the thoughts are coming quicker and quicker each day. You know how when you dream at night, everything seems real, all the things are people, but then you wake up and realize it was all a dream? Do you realize, Tony, you are dreaming that you're doing the show Kill Tony right now?
Do you need somebody to take that banana out of your hand?
Does anybody want it? I'm going to throw it out. You want to?
Josh has it. Oh my God. Or you could just throw it wherever you want.
Let's see. I hope that didn't hurt anybody, because one time I got hit in the face. In Dallas, I would throw the bananas out to the crowd. They would all play with them, and then sometimes they'd throw them and hit me. That video on YouTube, you can see a banana hit me in the face.
He's the only rock star that they throw the stuff back at him. It's so great.
I like how they play with it first. I would like to see a bunch of grown men in Houston, Texas playing with banana.
Oh my God.
Tony, is your thing shaped like a banana or an egg roll?
The what?
Your junk.
What the fuck?
What?
Oh my God.
Some guys have it shaped like a banana, but some are more straight.
Brian told me over this last weekend. He said that he noticed that I do this thing from listening to the podcast where I that I didn't know that I do. He said that I go, whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah, you just do something.
And I noticed I just did it right then. It's like, what the fuck? Whoa, what the fuck?
Wow, that's interesting.
Wait, what
man. I
was
can't
the
wait
what
to
the fuck?
dive
Oh, yeah,
more
sure.
deeper into your music videos, because there seems like there's a few on YouTube.
Oh yeah. Just when you couldn't get any more interesting, you tell us you were in a unsuccessful rock and roll band in 1992 in
I
Dallas,
shouldn't have waited
Texas.
so long to do my own songs, because I was doing covers of others, but it took me a while to get the courage to do my songs.
I think that all makes sense.
Yeah.
Patriot, it's good to have you again. One more time for the Patriot. He's going to be with us all night, making sure that we're all safe, even though he cannot move in that suit whatsoever. It's a $4,000 suit with just looks. He cannot even, he has no idea where the microphone is at any point. He knocks that over. I saw you almost strip during the banana song. I saw that, right?
I was trying to do some dance moves for the crowd.
Yeah, you're restricted there on your left by a stage. I know
Yeah.
you can't see anything either.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is all real, everybody. The Patriots showed up before the second episode, and he's been with us every episode since, a full-time member of the Kill Tony team.
Yes, I appreciate it, Tony.
Thank
You're
you.
really
Some-
giving me my big break.
Some guy in the bathroom started an applause break for you. I'm very excited about tonight's show. We are very lucky to have an amazing, as always fun special guest. This one, TV, commercials, awesome comedian, great friend of mine. Put your hands together for the very talented Kevin Christy, everybody. Here. Fuck yeah, baby.
Hi.
The man, the myth, and the legend.
I feel like I'm only one of those things, but okay.
The legend?
I'm just a man. Just and after you see a song like that, you feel more simple. You know what I mean? You realize you haven't done enough. You haven't done enough in your life. You haven't produced enough art.
I was looking at your art on your website today.
Were you?
And one drawing that took my attention was Adolf Hitler slipping on a banana peel.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. I drew a picture of Adolf Hitler slipping on a banana peel, and I feel like now you and I are sort of connected.
Yes, we are.
And I don't like it. I'll be honest with you. I'm going to find that drawing and burn it. I'll be honest. No. I mean, a lot of questions about your band
Ask them.
and Texas in general. Did anyone ever raise the question that this is the most racist song in the world at any point?
What do you mean?
Well, okay. What was the name? The two monkeys you have. The
Jacob and Lepidra.
What?
Lepidra.
Lepidra is where it gets real racist.
Yeah.
Jacob is a biblical name.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Lepidra is where it goes a little. It goes a little Texas. I'll be honest with you. It gets a little.
Yeah.
Did anyone raise that ever? No, nothing.
No, I mean, it has kind of a jungle fever theme, but
Also a very racist term. Another extremely racist term that most people stopped using in the early 90s.
Sometimes with the Patriot, the silence is the most golden thing.
It's very telling.
all I know is
Very
I went to
telling.
the grocery store every time and I got bananas and I went to the show, and the people at the club started saying, don't bring the bananas anymore because they're getting in the speakers, they're getting over everything.
Well,
And then
yeah.
I just said, that's my stick, I gotta keep bringing them. And I'd say I'm not gonna do it, and then I'd do it anyway.
How many bananas would you bring?
A whole big bag, so there was a crowd
A bushel.
like this, I'd throw the whole banana out and everybody had a great time.
Everybody had a
It's like
great
a
time.
packet of bananas.
Who hates potassium? I mean, no one's
It's
has a
good
problem with
vitamins and
that
it's
shit.
also sexy.
It's extremely. I don't know if it's sexy to you. It is, but I feel like that's a stretch. That seems personal.
What would
But
Patriot, if you had to guess what the percentage of bananas thrown back at you would be, what percentage
yeah,
would
that's
you
a
put that
really
on?
good question.
Not that many. I mean, just maybe 2 or 3. Most people just hold them in their hands and swirl them around like this. You can see it in the video. You can see what people do with it.
Right.
Oh, man.
Can't
So
wait.
you whip them around.
It's a very mystical fruit.
So it was like Arsenio's show, but everyone had a banana.
Yeah, very good analogy right there. Very good.
Yeah. But they made chimp noises. Again, the most racist visual I could ever think of is people making chip. White people. I imagine your shows were only white people. Making chip sounds and whipping bananas around. Is that what was happening?
Yes,
So it was like, wah, wah, wah. That's terrifying. I'll be honest. That feels terrifying.
Did you ever know when you were writing this song, being in Texas, did you know a black woman named Lepidra?
No, but when I worked at Sears,
That's what you imagined?
When you worked at Sears, you met a woman with
I had a
that?
black girlfriend at Sears.
Okay.
Whoa,
you worked at Sears.
Wait a minute. So it's sort of a love song.
I worked in the paint department at Sears.
You worked in the
Wow.
paint department. That's a
If
respectable
you
paint
came in and you
department.
need some weather beater, I mix it up for you.
Yeah, that's a respect. A lot of people. I bought paint at Sears.
Yes, it's very good.
So you had? How long did you guys date?
She liked me more than I liked her, but it kind of
Okay.
got me in that jungle fever mood.
Okay, I feel like that's a thing you should stop saying.
Same with Deborah.
Did she ever hear your banana song?
Just say you liked her. I don't know if it has to involve a jungle. I feel like you liked her outside of a jungle, so you didn't have. I mean, Dallas isn't a jungle. You liked her in Dallas. You had Dallas fever. I feel like that's a better thing to say maybe about you being attracted to her. She liked you.
Yeah.
She didn't have jungle fever. She just liked a white guy.
Yeah.
Why is it only jungle fever if a white person likes a black person? What is it called when a black person likes a white person? Just disappointing?
Suburban fever.
You see that? Just like a settling kind of compromise?
Remember, Ari Shaffir said it was bestiality.
That's another, again, you're gonna hang your hat on statements. Let's try to make them less, okay. Look, it's your journey. I don't want to tell you how to
See, people don't know if I'm black or white, so I
No,
can
we
do
saw
it.
the video like
Yeah,
45 seconds ago. You're one of the whitest guys ever.
You look like Geraldo.
Yeah, you're extremely white. You look like the lead singer of Foreigner or REO Speedwagon. It's that type of a...
that's-
Who are your influences musically, do you think?
Rico Suave.
Gerardo? I don't...
Buddy
That's the
Waters.
first lap Gerardo's gotten in a
I
really
like the
long
Rolling
time.
Stones,
You what?
the Rolling Stones, Muddy Waters,
Okay.
and I like a lot of the 80s bands. I like B-52s, I like Duran Duran.
Okay.
And,
I can see the B-52's influence in your music.
Yes,
Or
I
hear
like
it,
it, I like
mainly. Yeah, upbeat.
Yeah,
It's
I
fun.
like everything. I mean, Tony, what did you do in Don's band? Did you play music?
Yes, I played guitar in Don's band.
Oh, you could play guitar.
and drums.
Well,
Really?
this is air guitar.
And bass guitar.
It's all air though.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love to see you play air guitar.
By the way, the national championship of air guitar is across the
Always
street,
a
right?
fun thing to see.
Yeah.
Do yourselves a favor.
What do you win? Like an imaginary check and an imaginary new guitar?
You win an air trophy and air shame.
Right. Well,
Oh yeah.
well, you want to start this party?
Of course. As always, here what we do is we have a ton of comedians, and we're lucky enough for them to grace us with their presence for 60 seconds at a time. And then me, and as always, the panel here, we talk to them. They go from comedian to guest in no time at all. That's the sound of 60 seconds, and if you run
Can I hear
that
that
60
again?
seconds, that's the 60
Huge.
seconds. But if you run that for a bit, you bring out the very angry West Hollywood bear.
And then
You can see the chest hair.
Bobby Lee says if you get to the West Hollywood Bear, you get banned for a few months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that
So-
his rule or your rule?
That's
So-
Bobby Lee's rule.
Okay,
Right.
well,
If anybody quotes Bobby Lee's rules, then you'd be banned for a few months.
yeah.
And who knows how long a few months could be? Could be thousands of months.
It could be literally thousands of months. So,
All right.
Yeah, metric system. All right.
So you guys ready to get this thing started? or
One more
what?
thing.
Wait, oh, you have one more thing?
Wait,
Your
wait.
third co-host wants to make a point.
But didn't Bobby Lee give you your start in comedy?
He absolutely did. He absolutely did.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
How'd you know that, Patriot?
I was listening to a podcast today.
Wow. Patriot's
Bobby
one of the
Lee got me
greatest
started here at the
co-hosts in
Comedy
entire
Store.
business.
This
This
is
is
the only show
research
I
every
do, so
day.
I'm thinking all week about what I want to do. It's the only show I do. I love this show.
One more time for the Iron Guy. How do you not applaud a guy who loves what he does?
Love it.
We love having you, Patriot. I told somebody earlier, I go, where's the, because your bus was a little bit late. They go, you're going to start without the Patriot? I go, I would never fucking start without the
Yeah, how dare you? How
Don't
dare
even
you?
speak
How
that
dare you?
sin to me.
How do you fit that much heart into that suit?
Unless it was
Well,
unless it was 8:30.
So much heart.
A lot of bananas, that's
A lot of bananas.
Fuck yeah, well, here we go. I'm going to
Bang.
start pulling a name out of a bucket, and then that person's going to come on stage and perform for 60 seconds. Sometimes we tag your jokes, make them goofier. Sometimes we make them smarter. Sometimes we don't even tag a joke. We just ask you questions and come up with something funnier about you than even your
That's a
joke.
long way to describe ridicule.
This guy was up, I do believe, last week. He's back again. Put your hands together for Brian Moreno, everybody.
Brian Moreno, let me hear it!
Here he is.
What's happening, everyone? Yeah, I'm gonna use a little of my time to dedicate it to Iron Man, because at first I was in awe at the song, because he's so dedicated. Then I realized, this is a guy dressed in an Iron Man costume. Of course he's dedicated. Yeah, that went over well. Alright, I'm gonna keep on the theme of my brother. The last couple weeks I talked about my older brother who's gay. And having an older brother who's extremely overt in his homosexuality, you get a lot of crazy questions, homophobic things from your friends. But the one thing I've realized is that the line where homosexuality actually starts is very gray. It's not clearly defined. Because I ask all my straight friends, it's like, if I give another guy a blowjob, just one, like, don't like it, don't think about it ever again, don't want anything to do with it, does that make me gay? And all my straight friends say the same thing. Of course, dude. If you give another man a blowjob, you're absolutely gay. Why? You want to suck it? But then I ask my gay friends the same question. If I give another guy a blowjob, just one, don't like it, don't think about it, don't ever want to do it again. Does it make me gay? Well,
Oh shit! You brought up the fucking bear, man. Be careful.
I shouldn't have wasted my time on Iron Man.
Oh, that's so
I shouldn't
true.
have wasted my time on Iron
I'm
Man.
honored, though. I'm honored that you included me.
Patriot.
No, he was dedicated. I gotta give it up to him, man
Well,
with
thank
a
you, thank
banana.
Well, it came across as like a sort of like an insult.
Yeah, it was coming from. Were you thinking of the word committed as like put in a mental hospital as opposed to dedicated?
Well, no, it's like...
Because it came across like a dig a little bit.
Well, because
Yeah.
you know how like when someone performs, it's like if they bail out on their performance. He was committed. But
There's
he
no
was
way to half-step a huge plastic suit.
Yeah. He's right. I
Right.
mean, because at first I was in awe, and then I'm like, this guy drives, rides the bus here in an Iron Man costume. Of course,
Yeah.
he's that.
Okay.
Well, he can only take the bus. He doesn't,
Yeah.
because he can't sit down in the... I'm not fucking kidding.
Yeah,
guys.
stand.
He cannot sit down in the
How'd you
if he
guys
wanted
get here?
to.
Sitting down, pussies.
I guess I have to mention. I
like a
feel like I have
cable
to
car.
mention that at the top of every episode.
And I
He
didn't
has to
count that
stand.
into my 60 seconds. I
Yeah.
apologize. I didn't bring the heat today.
Well, it's not about the heat. Sometimes it's about, there's always, sometimes before you're about to go on, sometimes before I'm about to go on, there's these little things that you're listening to in a room and everything, and you try to come up with an idea of something, and there's this measurement system that
Right.
goes with the
How
minute.
good
You're like,
is this?
Right, and you try to measure that out. But no matter what, in the end, you got to get your point across in some way. So, like, I guess my note would be that if your intention was to, like, give the Patriot a compliment, because it was directly in between compliment and insult. It was like right in the middle. So it came
I
across
thought
as
you were
nothing.
gonna shit on him, and then you didn't, and I was like, "Or are you gonna?" I thought maybe you're gonna take a dig at yourself. Like, oh, this guy puts on a huge plastic suit, I can't even, whatever.
I didn't exactly think it through as much as I should have, considering
Right.
I went first.
But I will say
I
this,
admit
it's
that.
important to be present in the room. I think a lot of comics make that mistake where
Right.
something weird happens on stage and
Yeah.
they're next,
Yeah.
and they just go up and like, "Hey, how's it going?" So my parents is like, "Did you not see the fucking weird thing that just happened?"
Right.
And it makes you, to me, it makes you look crazy.
And yes, exactly.
Because I think
and
he's
if,
an
and if
integral part of your
instead of
show.
moving forward when it doesn't go over, you know what I mean? Like if it was supposed to get a laugh or it was supposed to get an applause, it didn't get either. So at least you could have gotten the applause by saying, "I don't think that came out right. Nothing but love." You know what I mean? Like calling out at least what happens before going into a bit.
It's about acknowledging the situation you're in to a certain degree, because you're in a
Yes.
room full of live people. They're not
Yes.
watching you on TV. Especially,
Yes.
the great thing about the comedy store is the open mic is so bizarre. So you're always going after, 30% of the time a total catastrophe. And if you don't mention it, it's like, did you not see it? Can you not tell that's a total catastrophe? Like I feel like it's important to be present.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But make sure what you're going to say is probably going to work.
Because what you're already
Yeah.
doing by bringing up what just happened is you are being present. So if you don't have a direct ending at the end of you being present and you're about to be unpresent and go into material, you have to segue into that in some
Yeah.
way.
And I think I give you a lot of credit because you're extremely sharp when it comes to creating a thought and being able to verbalize it within a short amount of time. That's one of your staples, and I think.
But another thing
You
that I
mean
fall
humor?
back on when that doesn't work is
well, not necessarily humor because it's not always funny. Sometimes it's spiteful.
But I
sometimes
mean,
it's
word
harsh.
efficiency is very important. And I don't know what the ending of your gay brother joke is.
Sure.
Very curious. But I found myself, you're going a long ways to get to it.
totally.
Yeah. Now it was a 60-second joke.
I have a gay
There's
brother. A
little
lot
too
of
much-
people ask me
A little too much
questions.
pitter patter. There's a little too much.
Well,
pitter patter.
Seinfeld always says tags only. Like you can literally boil down a joke to just tag. You can. I feel like there's just there's always a more efficient way to explain everything to the point where you have a joke where you literally can't take any words out anymore because the joke won't make sense, but you don't need any more.
Totally.
And I had a
with
60
your-
seconds last week that I think was the epitome of that. I hit 3 points, but this week I tried to just extrapolate on it,
And
it didn't work out.
I remember, one of the notes from that was get more into that gay brother thing. But what I wanted to say before we,
Can I hear the punchline?
go for it. What is it?
What is-
how
they're
far
just-
away? How
just-
far away
No,
are
no,
we
no,
from?
I asked my gay friends.
Yeah,
You know,
your
the
gay
same,
friends,
the
same
same
thing.
question.
They
And
might be
if I
little
suck
one
one,
guy.
yeah, and they're like, "Oh my God, no, but Ryan, gay is who you are. It's part of your essence, part of your being." Why, honey? You want to try?
So basically, do you want
Same exact thing as the straight
You gotta
guy
really
said.
trim up the front end. In
Yeah,
the
yeah,
first
yeah,
17
that's it.
seconds, you can trim up all.
There's a
so
lot of
much
fat.
just by
There was a
saying-
lot of fat.
A lot of people ask. I have a gay brother. A lot of people ask me questions, and I've realized myself there is no gray line or whatever it is that you say. That can be 4 seconds, and right now it's 17. And
Do you
we're
make it in the
listening
joke
to this
that
setup?
in the joke have you sucked one dick and that's why you're curious?
Well, the first time I ever
question.
performed that, someone asked me in the audience. They're like, "Did you try?"
Yeah.
And you know, I
Which,
mean,
by the way, you're not. By the way, if anyone's here is curious and wants to, or thinking about it on the fence, I feel like you got to get into the teens before you're really like officially gay, dude. There's so many different kinds of dicks.
All dudes just want a blowjob. All dudes just want a blowjob.
Just doing a friend a favor a lot of the time. You don't want him to go out and make a mistake with someone he doesn't know.
All right, no, thank you guys. I
Brian
love the
Moreno,
podcast. Thank you
everybody.
guys
There
very
he
much.
goes. At Brian Moreno 21 on Twitter. That's at Brian Moreno 21. Oh, your next comedian always gets lucky. He's also a producer on this show.
Big fan.
Put your hands together for Josh Martin, an employee at the Comedy Store. Rising young. You got it.
Yeah. Hey guys. I feel like my body's kind of I have a weird body. I realize I have a very weird body. I feel like it's fucking with me though, because like I'm only 28. It's not old, but I feel like I'm old and young at the same time, and that's how my body's fucking with me. For example, I'm getting white hairs on my chest, which really sucks. It's pretty bad to get white hairs on your chest. But I just grew chest hair a year ago. And that's even worse. That's really bad. That's all I wanted.
Okay.
We say chest for me a couple more times, like a good
Chest? Chest.
Borderline Southern.
Yeah.
I'm from the South. That's why.
Chest.
Chest.
To be fair, it's not just about you being from the South.
It's a combination of Louisiana and speech impediment.
Yeah.
Or Cartman when he goes,
Yeah, kiss my papa.
Yeah.
There is something very Cartman-y about you. Can you say,
You're a real buffet of bad speech.
without trying to sound like Hartman at all, can you just say, fuck you, Kenny?
Fuck you, Kenny.
I like how it goes up. It's like,
Kind of a quiet moment from Cartman, but pretty authentic.
Fuck you, Kenny.
Again,
That was more natural.
Yeah.
wow.
I would try and speak normal.
Did you really? Are you really getting gray hair on your chest?
I am.
Let me see.
I'm plucking them out.
Ow.
Like,
What?
I'm plugging.
Don't
do that,
I keep
man.
getting a couple random white ones that I keep plugging them out because I refuse to go gray.
That's weird, man. I have
Weird
so
for
much
the-
chest hair, but I got gray up
I
here.
feel
but
like
no
it's
gray
odd
here.
that it shows up first at the chest.
Yeah.
Usually it's like here.
Here, right. I have
I got
it here, but I don't have it here or down
I
there.
got a few in my beard and my chest.
Okay.
Science,
Okay.
science says that
Son of a bitch.
people with speech impediments get gray hairs on their chest first.
Right. Yeah. That's
From all the spit.
We all saw that show on Discovery.
Yeah. I read that last week in Speech Impediment Weekly. Anyway.
I think I like conceptually. I like the that your body is fucking with you, and you have young, old, and yourself at the same time. I think you can attack. You need like a bunch more text.
Totally.
Yeah, I
Because
feel like
I think it's a pretty fruitful concept or premise, and I think you could go with it. I like the idea that as soon as your chest hair becomes old enough to know better, it's killing itself. Like on your body, like, oh, this body fucking sucks. Like as soon as it gains the experience, it's like it seems like your body parts, as soon as they realize who they live on, are like, we're out. Like they're trying to die as soon as possible.
Right now, I've been trying to connect that to another joke that I just don't have enough time to do about trying to be a man.
Right.
And
That's interesting that you have man chest hair but no actual skills.
Have you been looking at other places of your body now that you've had that white hair? Have you been
I've
looking
been getting
under
white
your
hairs on
armpits?
my balls, and
Oh man.
my balls are getting.
Are you serious?
That is
Yeah.
a bummer. This feels
Wow.
like stress, dude. This does not feel like age. You're not old enough for this to be happening.
It's definitely stress.
I mean, if you have like
shaking,
It's
right?
just bad. It's just like one or two.
it's like you're
big,
Steve
long
Martin,
white-
but only from the neck down. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Like this shouldn't be happening yet. Like, are you stressed out?
I guess. Life is getting better, but it's
Life's getting
still-
better. Okay,
It's
good.
getting better.
You get
but
high a lot?
No.
Get high more. And I don't even fucking do drugs, but seriously, dude, this seems it's
really
showing up
weird.
in the wrong
you have
place.
you have the body of a 70-year-old, the head of a 15-year-old, and the T-shirt of a 4-year-old.
For your
Yeah.
There he goes, Josh Martin. everybody.
Josh Martin. Yeah, physical.
Are you happy that he stopped talking about dick pills?
Yes, definitely. He kept saying dick peels.
We're happy when anyone stops talking about dick pills.
Cheers.
One more time for Josh Martin.
One more time.
I'm going to pick another name out now. And that name is
Chase.
Brad Sachs.
Brad Sachs, let him hear it!
There he is, live in the flesh.
Oh, hey.
That's at Josh Martin Comic, by the way, on Twitter, if you want to tag his white hair joke.
Hi,
Brad
guys.
Sachs.
Thank you, thank you. Recently got a haircut, and I did something cool. I donated the clippings to a cancer foundation called Lots of Love. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so right now there's a dying 7-year-old with pubic hair for the first time. Thank you. The best part was the smile on his face as I was gluing it on, which was wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. I got him a wig too, because it would have been weird. And I told him, enjoy that wig, just don't let anyone clip it for a drug test, because you'll fail it. That's an Oxycontin joke, guys. Thank you. Thank you. That's all I got.
You're going to be huge. You're going to be a big star.
I feel like
Thank
you
you.
switch the
Thank you.
I think you should
Tony?
switch the wig and the glue thing.
Okay.
Because the glue thing's stronger than the wig thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you switch those.
Wait, switch. Wait, what do you mean?
Put the gluing it on him at the end or whatever,
Okay.
and put the wig thing earlier.
Like in the middle.
Yeah, in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah. But I like your instinct to stand there and say thank you during an awkward moment. Is absolutely correct.
Somewhere
That's
Jade,
absolutely-
London's like doing like a
Yeah,
big
like
thumb.
you did, buddy. No, that's the right thing because you're going. Anytime you do a dying child joke,
Yeah.
guys,
It's
you're gonna get some moans and some people going ah. So you gotta
Yeah.
stand there like a fucking adult and be like, thanks.
Is that a thing,
Because
is
that's
that,
the
a
only
thing that you're
truth,
working
yeah.
on, that thank you? Is that part of your thing, or did that just happen
No,
coincidentally tonight?
Sometimes I do
Because
that.
I love how you use it. Because you're
Yeah?
not like abusing it.
No.
And it's not too like
Yeah.
get her done.
Yeah.
But it's cozy and you're
Can
playing
there
it
be
real.
two get her done though? I mean,
My-
if we're being honest.
I loved
Thank you.
everything. Yeah, I love.
Thank you, guys.
The only thing I had a beef with was that you said when you were getting real again, you said that was an Oxycontin joke. Thank you instead of
Right.
thank you, because that's all I was paying attention to by the end. You had me
Yeah.
trained by the end to love that thank you.
Yeah, that's Pavlovian.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. And,
Was
and
it 2
that's,
months?
and-
Was
and-
No. And I
No.
feel that
No.
anything you could find that's a mechanism like that, like
Right.
Jim Gaffigan's inside voice, like
Right.
they are invaluable.
And the way that
Yeah.
you're using it just like that, I mean, that's your
You're
thing. I don't hear
basically
people
telling
doing
the
that.
crowd when to laugh, and they'll do it after a while.
Right.
They'll know it's like, oh, it's our turn. Like that's it's
Right,
fucking.
right.
Anything you can do like that is smart.
Yeah, and no better time to have something like that than when you're going straight through the edge. I mean, a cancer joke.
Yeah.
I mean, you're fucking with the cancer person. That's all. Thank
You gotta take the
Thank
edge
you.
off.
Like you're totally expecting the place to just go crazy.
Yeah. The notion
Thank you,
you're like,
thank
take your
you.
seats, take your seats. That's
The
good.
response usually is mixed. It depends. You know.
It's
some
always
people-
gonna be. It's
Yeah.
never. I mean,
Well,
yeah.
let's-
It made me laugh hard, and I think
Well,
that's
thank you,
all that
Tony.
matters.
Yeah.
Because
Thank you.
I am selfish. Brad, I really, really like that. Keep working
Oh,
on that, and
keep working. All right.
Don't overuse it, but know now that you have that power.
Yeah,
Awesome.
You pretty much just claimed.
Great power
Thank
becomes
you.
great responsibility.
You
So
use it
please
well. Yes.
Yeah.
Talk to the Patriot about how to use power.
Yes.
Me and Tony, both being from Ohio, do you have any Ohio material?
I don't.
No.
I don't. I'll start working on
Do
some.
you have a
Oh,
Cleveland?
oh,
Do you have a,
don't do that.
Don't go back.
Don't do that.
do you have a Cleveland Browns tattoo?
No, I do,
Do
not.
you?
Well, I
Oh,
do.
yeah.
So
Why the
no-
fuck do you have a Cleveland Browns tattoo?
Don't worry about it.
Just a fan?
Just a fan.
You lost a bet?
No, I am a fan.
Really?
Yep. We don't have a football team here.
I'm not even a fan of the Cleveland
Yeah.
Browns, and I grew up 45 minutes away from
I like hurting.
Oh. Actually, I do too. It's weird enough. I became a Dolphins fan.
Again, bad choice.
Made no sense.
Yeah.
But that's another thing. When you're Italian and you were born around my age group, you were automatically a Dolphins fan because Dan Marino was the only Italian
Yeah.
player in football. One of the only things my dad ever actually forced me to do was become a Dan Marino fan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway.
Well,
Cool.
There you go, Brad
Thanks,
Sachs.
guys.
At Brad Sachs on Twitter. That's Brad SACHS on Twitter. Didn't really get to tag it. What was the thing again? He was talking about the cancer. Yeah,
a merkin. That's called a merkin, by the way. When
Yeah.
you have fake pubic hair, it's known as a merkin.
Yep.
So just if you want to use it, that's what it is. Just so you know,
My
someone's
next-
gonna yell at Merkin, you're gonna think it's a heckle, and it's not. They're just happy
Maybe a funny thing was, don't worry, the glue wasn't permanent
because neither's his life.
because right,
Oh, I'm the problem now.
right.
So I'm just trying to help.
My ex had one of those Merkins, and the cat was its favorite toy.
Yeah.
It's just so embarrassing when somebody comes over and the cat's playing with a fake pubic hair bush.
It just looks like hair triangle.
Yeah,
So many questions.
yeah. It was blue though.
Was it blue irises?
No,
God rest her soul.
Gross.
Put your hands together for your next comedian, the one and only Jared Campbell.
Sir, what was that? Price is Right shit?
Jeopardy.
Fuck it, time's going.
No.
A lot of people think black people are homophobic. It's wrong. Not true. I've seen Brokeback Mountain twice. No, honestly, my homeboy is kind of homophobic. I told him I seen the movie and he thought I was gay. He was like, nigga, is you coming out the closet? Nigga, is you gay? And I was like, no. First of all, the movie's nominated for Academy Awards, you dick. A lot of people watched it. But as I got to explain it to him, I realized, like, if you take out the gayness of that movie, it's really just about a cheating cowboy. Happens all the time. But it got me thinking, what if you took your favorite shitty movies and you just added a gay B story to them? Change the Fast and the Furious to the Fast and the Curious? Put a gay alien in Prometheus? Put a transvestite in Juana Man? Alright, that's my theory, bucks up.
I'd lose the Juana Man.
Yeah, because Fast and Curious is a great play on words. You can't start with that and give us nothing afterwards.
Right. And
Or
it's
end with that.
It's just too old of a reference. You got it with the first one. You just said it. Right?
Fast and Curious.
Fast
The
and
Fast and
Curious.
Curious.
That's a
So-
great play film.
Yeah.
There's a lot to play with. Right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Maybe go. And I also think there's something in the beginning about what's weirder, a black guy watching a gay movie or a cowboy film. Both odd or atypical. I mean, there's only one. Blazing Saddles is the only one with like a, you know. I mean, Django this year. It took till like this year to have like a cool Western themed movie with a black star.
They had the movie Posse. You ever seen the movie Posse with
Yeah.
the silver bullet?
Yeah.
You've seen that?
Of course I did. I used to like rap music growing up.
Okay.
What?
Okay.
Is it, I'm so
To be
confused.
fair, I'm not as up on my black cowboy cinema as I probably should be.
What was it? Was
It
it
also had rap in it too. A black
It
cowboy.
was. Well, who was in it? Was like Will? Was it Will? Not Will Smith.
There's no way Will Smith was in that movie.
It was somebody, but I think the soundtrack or something.
For God's sakes.
I can't remember.
Uncle Phil wouldn't have allowed it.
Dude, I used to wear starter jackets in high school.
You have an
The
eight-ball-
Raiders
you have
starter
an- you have an
jackets,
eight-ball
remember?
jacket?
Oh yes, I
Yeah.
forgot about the
Troop.
eight-ball. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. There's so much that you could play with that joke. Other movie titles would be like even go into like
Yeah, maybe Fast.
cartoons, like Disney movies even.
Yeah, I think your job with this joke is going to look at the history of film and try to really find, because there's out there in the ether, there is like the perfect 3 or 4 films to use as tags. But you're gonna have to look at fucking movie after movie and find like, there's, you know, that's the thing, it's gonna take some time, but there are like 3 or 4 movies that will make for perfect references.
And you can kind of go into it.
But not necessarily even play on words, just find the movies where the notion of a gay character would be the most ridiculous thing imaginable. You could find it. Or, yeah.
Just
I
look
think
at gay
that's-
porn titles. You can pretty much go into any of those, and then just like
That's a good
kind of
idea.
like give a little synopsis.
Also, just
of-
looking at gay porn titles is a good time. Honestly, if you guys are at home and you just want to laugh,
Yeah.
please.
What are we doing here? We're putting a gay character
into
in.
straight movies.
Into straight
With
movies.
a gay
Yeah.
twist.
Don't let them be shitty, they can be good.
Yeah.
Okay. With a gay twist in movies.
Yeah, putting a gay twist in movies. Just that they aren't gay already.
Maybe like you could say Wizard of Oz, because it already sort of seems gay. But then
Boys
you could
on
say
Boys
that,
in the Hood.
You could say that Oz is the Wizard of Oz, except it's the prison Oz, not the land of because they butt rape each
A
other.
few good men who suck each other's dicks. Boys on Boys in the Hood's better.
That's a fun joke.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's when you just sit around with your friends, like, get 3 of your comic friends, and just get high or whatever, and just record it, and you'll come up with 30, and then pick the 3 best, and then you're off to the races.
Totally.
See you in Montreal.
The rear enders? Or no, that's the Avengers. The rear enders?
The outsiders, because we're gay and not accepted.
Right. Pony boy.
Pony Boy, yeah. That just makes you
I
think
love Pony
fucking.
Boy.
I'd love to see that cast make out. I mean, that was a good-looking cast of dudes. The original Outsiders, you got young Swayze running around, you got a young Ralph Macchio, Tom Cruise is up in that, Emilio Estevez. You don't tell me you want to see a fuck fest with those guys? I'm not even gay, that's just beauty. You know what I mean? That's like watching a bouquet of flowers roll over itself.
Do you think you'd still mention Emilio Estevez's name with those other guys had the Mighty Ducks movies not been made?
I'm more a fan of him as a director. I enjoyed Bobby, so, you know. He's got a weird handlebar mustache now. What was the one with the trash cans with him and Charlie Sheen? They were Men at Work?
Oh yeah, that one was always on
There's a
HBO.
Men at Work, also fucking? I don't know. Men at Work who fuck? This isn't the plan.
Yeah, but it should be more movies that most people know. That like, a lot of people don't
like
know.
two men alone in a forest.
Or maybe the joke is like, if it'd be so funny if you add the gay element to Top Gun. Wait, you don't have to. That's the gayest shit ever already. Watch the volleyball scene and jerk off.
Top Fun. Actually, if no one's heard it, Google Quentin Tarantino talks about Top Gun, and it's one of the most amazing. That he pretty much dissects Top Gun and explains.
Yeah, no matter
what
where they are,
was-
every man's glistening with sweat and in a wife beater. They
Yeah.
could be like covered in ice and they're still glistening and beautiful.
The one main character starts dressing up like a guy halfway through the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I really can't even get into that movie at all. I've never really liked
Really,
it.
Top Gun
Not-
didn't grab
And
you?
everybody's always like, what do you mean you don't like Top Gun? It's just
That's
like,
one of those generational
It
things.
seems
You're not
terrible.
old enough.
You know what might be a good one? Two men alone and naked in the forest. Gump. There he goes, everybody. Jared Campbell. That's Jared
Campbell, you got it.
Q-A-Y. Somebody gave me a DVD earlier. That's interesting. We'll talk about that later. Put your hands
DVD
together
of
for
Posse.
Emily Rose.
Emily Rose, let her hear it.
Is that a real person?
That's also the name of a porn actress.
Is there an Emily Rose here?
Oh
Some-
snap!
Somebody
Look at
has
me.
terrible handwriting.
Wait.
Who has the worst handwriting here? Does your last name begin with an R?
Are you a doctor? What's your excuse?
What's your name?
No, that's
No,
Emily.
it's
That's
definitely
totally.
Okay,
But I like that you
well,
admitted it could be that fucked up.
for those
No, it's Steve Davidson, but I don't even know, man.
right.
So that means she is blacklisted.
And when somebody gets blacklisted here, we say they get blacklisted, and boom. That's when the Patriot makes a bunch of sounds, and that person is blacklisted. And for this person, double blacklisted for having the worst handwriting I've ever seen.
I feel like you forget the people you blacklist immediately.
And if you're hot, Emily, we could talk
totally.
about it after the show.
Yeah.
It's a different
The
step.
fact that she's a girl means she's already sort of not blacklisted, let's be honest.
Soft-handed, you're in.
Yeah, do your hair
Is there
smell
any
good?
Emily here?
Who
Oh, okay,
leaves?
so you know who that is.
Didn't want to follow Heat?
Oh,
Apparently.
this person sounds truly outrageous.
Put your hands together for Jem. Like,
Hello. My name is Jim. That's G-E-M. I like to travel. And anybody here lived abroad ever? I lived abroad in England, in northern England. Yeah. I lived there for 48 months. The last 35 months was in prison. Yeah. They don't like it when you come over there and you buy a bunch of methylene dioxymethylamphetamine and then sell it to the Scottish guys. They're not a fan, you know. It was readily prevalent, though, readily prevalent. But I had to call my father from prison. And for some reason, it went like this. Father, I'm having a spot of bother. I've been nicked, Father. I'm at Her Majesty's pleasure, Wandsworth, Father. And for some reason, my dad responded with an English accent as well, and he just said, bloody hell! All right, my name is Jim, thank you.
oh. That's more like,
Readily prevalent doesn't make sense.
yeah.
Because if something's prevalent, that means it's like, or I don't think you need both.
Yeah. It's either readily available or
Or it's prevalent.
Or it's prevalent, I got you.
Yeah.
No wonder Emily left.
Oh,
Come on.
Burn.
Burn. Facial disgraceful.
Boom.
So the crux of this joke is the accents.
It was really like 60 seconds of drama.
Yeah.
And then you did an accent at the end.
Sort of you surmised a episode of Lock Up Abroad.
Yeah.
Kind of.
yeah.
And then in the end you're all like, doopity doopity.
Yeah.
That was a pretty accurate impression of me. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
What the fuck? Doopity doopity. Nick.
Tripoli said, I'd do something about the prison, so, that's what I came up with.
I mean, I guess there's something, to me, I guess there's something interesting about the notion of, are people in British prison more polite?
Right.
Or is it that you think they're going to be polite, and it's just when they rape you, you get tea? I don't know.
Right.
I mean, like,
You
what
do get
exactly?
tea. They make sure you have tea.
Do you have tea every
They
day?
give you
Is there
tea.
a legit tea
They
time in jail?
bring you water for tea every night.
Wow.
Yeah, they do. And if you're mad at somebody, you fill it with sugar and then pour it on them, and then it scalds them dramatically. So,
Wow.
yeah,
Sugar.
yeah.
Did you ever see that happen to somebody?
Were you
Yeah.
surrounded by, like,
Once.
soccer hooligans? Is that was a lot of that?
There was a lot of foreign nationals actually in English.
A lot of
Jamaicans
Americans, drug
and
stuff.
Eastern, yeah, all drug stuff. yeah,
All
pretty
drug
much.
stuff.
And then occasionally, like somebody that had cut off somebody's head or something.
Right. Like you do.
Yeah, yeah. They were upset. Yeah.
A lot of them don't have teeth out there, so at least the blowjobs would be a little bit better.
There you go.
I never had sex in prison, so I don't.
Okay, I guess I don't believe that.
I'm too good to get a toothless
I guess
blowjob.
we should just move on, because I believe everything you're saying right now.
You gotta learn how to travel better, experience stuff.
Doopity doopity doopity.
I didn't try the food or the blowjobs.
Thank you. My name is Jim. Thanks, guys.
Oh, come on, Jeff.
Don't walk away.
What are you?
I thought you said you were done.
I thought you said you were done. You said you were going to move on. I'm not offended at all. Say
I know.
whatever you want.
I
mean,
feel
come
like you
on.
need to get to the...
I didn't say I'm moving on, first of all. Second of all, is that what you're going to do if you ever get called the Carson's couch, huh? You know what, Johnny? I'm out of here.
Absolutely not. I thought that you said that you were moving on to the next person. That's what I didn't want to offend.
I
I
want
just wanted
everyone-
to do that Johnny Carson joke.
I want everyone to
It
stop
was
yelling.
nice.
Please stop yelling. I'm not a person who enjoys yelling.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you.
Snitches get pinches.
If only prison were like that, that would be the best. Like you told on her.
Oh, I shouldn't have snitched.
I feel like you don't just get to the fact that you're in prison, and then get to the thing with your dad and develop the dad stuff more.
So you didn't mind the voices then?
I didn't mind them.
Voices are-
That was-
But
it was
I
alright?
mean, I would
Alright.
get better at them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are British people. You guys are British, correct?
Yeah, that seemed
Yeah.
very racist.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes.
And those accents bothered you for sure.
I'm sure.
Everyone sounds a little bit Harry Potter-esque.
Right.
They said I sounded like Dick Van Dyke when I was in.
Yes,
when I was.
Mary Poppins.
Yeah, Mary Poppins. Exactly. That's what they said. Yeah, Little Mary
So I
Poppins.
would watch better British films.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I will.
Get into some Downton Abbey.
Yeah, Downton Abbey is good.
I'm waiting on season 2 right now to come out.
Wallace and Gromit.
Wallace and Gromit's a perfect place to start. If you could somehow tie
That
a bunch
makes
of
me have
prison,
flashbacks of prison, so no Wallace and Gromit. No. Oh God, no.
if you could weave Wallace and Gromit into a joke about going to jail for drug dealing, that would be something.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know? Yeah.
When you were in prison, were you a Wallace or a Bottom?
You're a Wallace or a Gromit.
Gromit's got to be a bottom.
Jem, thank you so much.
Thank you.
There you go.
Well done, sir. All right.
You got a lot to talk about. I mean, only you have been in a London prison, man.
That's the thing. That's a pretty. Don't get into that.
Right. Every once
Really
in a while,
line it
somebody
out.
comes up that we could spend an hour on.
Yeah, you
Just
went to
fucking-
jail in a place where there's a queen. That's
Oh
weird.
yeah, totally. So bizarre.
You had a barrister.
Patriot, what'd you think?
I think that's a vast well of jokes right there, and he listened to Sam finally, because Sam suggested he talk about the 2 years in prison. So I think it's a step forward this week.
Boom. There you go.
It seems like it would be
35
easy.
months.
Seems like it would be easy to break out of the prison, but those are guards. They can't talk or move. Or
Yeah, they can't move. The guards literally just stand there.
They just stand there like you just walk by.
Just like red-clad microphones.
Oh no, he's getting away. Wish I could help.
I'm bound by duty.
Oh, that's so great. Jem, are you listening to this? Yes. All right, there you go.
Yeah.
Get a pen and
Yeah, there you go. The guards can't leave. You stayed of your own volition because you felt guilty, but because you could have left any time because the guards aren't allowed to smile or move their arms.
They didn't even lock the gates.
They just stand and they go, ah, Christ, another one.
Would you like some toast for your adventure? Perhaps a Triscuit or a biscuit?
Before you leave like the rest, I'm so lonely. There's no prisoners here
You can't
anymore.
just run away. Who's going to feed you? Take some of this food.
How does this prison stay open with no inhabitants?
By the way, before I pull the next name, I just want to give a special shout out. Put your hands together for John and Charlie, our British consultants here tonight.
Yeah.
I met them before the show. They actually extended their stay here in America to be able to catch Kiltony with us. And that's some fucking awesome positive push. Thank you so much.
Super Death Squad wearing the bright Bert Kreischer t-shirt.
You got gifts?
Look at that.
You got gifts? We got gifts?
Oh, yeah, I have something.
We'll figure something out.
Okay. You want my iPhone?
Would you like the special guest iPhone?
Give my fucking iPhone.
Got it.
Done.
In fact, I'll give you 2 of his
I don't give a
iPhones.
fuck. Don't look at the pictures.
This is definitely a new name, or else I'd remember it. I'm excited to see what happens
cool.
here. Put your hands together for Jay Light.
Jay, let's hear it, you guys.
Thanks, guys. So my name is Jay Light. I work as an academic content freelance writer, which is fancy talk for I do rich kids' homework for them. Because alcohol plus money times entitlement equals laziness. That's where we're at. Feels like a writer stripper. That's how I feel. Because I'm working in my underwear, I got frat boys throwing money at me, and I'm ashamed to tell my parents. Don't like it. I had one girl, she wanted to get a revision on her paper after I wrote it, which I'm fine with, that's part of the job. But I wasn't fine with the way she phrased it. She said, this is really, you're a good writer, I like your style, you're savvy, but I just don't think this was for me. Can you find me someone more qualified? Smiley face. You're paying me so that you can get drunk and suck dick this weekend in a dorm room somewhere instead of writing your ethics paper. I think you need to look at what qualified means. I wish I could have been that guy in that dorm. Been like, hey, listen, you're doing a great job. Really appreciate the way you suckled on the balls a little bit there. Nice tickling. But I think you need to find me a more qualified.
Oh my god, he just comes out quicker and quicker. Every week he comes out quicker.
It's ending.
I swear to god, it used to take 15 seconds for this bear to come out after the countdown.
He's eager.
Now all of a sudden,
All this prison talk.
where you go? They don't even know when it's coming. Oh my god. Oh, alright. Oh, what the fuck is that? That's powerful. Jay Light, everyone. Fuck yeah. There's a lot there.
There's a lot there.
And what's most important when you're going to unload a topic like that is to really make it clear up front exactly what you do.
I didn't know that existed.
Right.
So I think probably most people were like, oh, what? Like I think you need to spend more time explaining what it is, have a few joke texts in there, because then by the time you get to writing stripper, they're like, why? Like they didn't understand necessarily the structure of what you do initially, so the analogy doesn't necessarily ring.
Why didn't I know this in college either? This is like really annoying.
I mean, I had my friend Tron do a paper for me in high school, but I didn't know I could pay people. His name was really Tron. He was Vietnamese. Wow. Tron. Smart motherfucker.
I mean, there's so much to that. Again,
yeah,
just
because
like
you're talking
being
about
in prison
class,
in London, just like, you know...
job you hate. You're talking about class structure, rich kids. I feel like you don't need to make her sucking balls.
Yeah, that was kind of harsh, even though the joke made sense of it being.
And honestly, someone in college, everyone's putting their mouth on everything. That's just normal shit. To make it negative seems that makes you kind of more of a prude. You know what I mean? Like, God bless her. She's out there doing her thing, having a good time. The people that she's doing it to are having a good time. They're probably returning the favor. Like, that's just college. That's just fun.
I would have hoped they did return the favor.
Yeah, but I mean, you make it negative, like, I'm sorry I have to write your paper while you're sucking balls. It's basically just saying, I'm sorry I have to do something unfun while you're having the best time ever.
And that's what I was thinking. I was thinking of you sitting there like, oh, God damn, I wish I could get my dick sucked. Like, I was like picturing, I was feeling bad, but I was also feeling like, oh, this guy's angry.
Maybe you realize no matter how good this paper is, you'll never get a blowjob from it. Like, you can be the best fake academic, like the best fake writer ever, and it's never going to get you laid ever. That may be something. But there's so much there, I think you got to break it in like 4 parts. and then work on one part at a time for a little while.
There's so much there. How do these people find you?
It's a company that I work for. They search for the company, and then they just submit their prompts, and then we get to pick and choose which ones we want to write.
They give you a treatment basically, and you write
Pretty
their
much,
paper.
yeah,
Are they
yeah.
basically an essay or
Yeah,
term
it's
paper?
essays. It's some.
What are you writing about? What was the last one you wrote about?
The last one I wrote, it was a nursing paper.
Is it like a bidding thing? Is it like, hey, $75, right?
No, it's a flat rate for the paper.
How much?
And then $10 a page, and then you get a
Wow.
bonus if it's like a short deadline order.
God, I would be fucking all over this shit. I want to go back to college.
That's so fucking cheap.
It really is cheap.
That's so much. I mean, joke writing. What do you charge per page?
Wow,
You don't want to know what Writer's Guild minimum is. It's pretty.
No, not guild. I mean, if a comic rolled on you and was like, "Hey, you want to help me write jokes?"
I would tell them that they have to pay Writer's Guild minimum. I stick to my union.
That's cool because they don't stick to you.
No, I mean, I don't know. It really depends on who the person is. and
Well, yeah,
if
your
they're
friends,
interested.
but strange.
But if it was a rich person, like what we're sort of talking about,
I
like
know
for
what I
hire,
charge. Yeah,
for a page,
I charge $500.
that's exactly what I was going
Yeah,
to say. In
500
fact, I
a page.
just did that for a roast last
Yeah.
weekend in Vegas.
500 a page.
Just some guy that is really interesting. Some guy that owns horses. Kentucky Derby winner guy.
I wrote jokes for the guy who owns the Grove, or built the Grove, or whatever.
That's funny.
Yeah,
That's a
you
real.
couldn't, but you couldn't be funny on any level.
Really.
That's the problem.
That's what this guy was. He was talking to me on the phone like, Tony, seriously.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck I would do
You
without
can't
you.
say baby cunt.
And for the one. for
They're
the one.
Shriners. I'm talking to Shriners.
This is interesting.
Yeah, you got to break that up, dude. There's too much in it, and I think it's a confusing thing that people didn't know was there. So you got to educate them before you can make them laugh.
Totally.
But just tag it
I
up.
work for,
But I think the most important thing is the class differential in that joke. You're poor, so you have to help the rich pretend they're smart, of which they're not, because they're rich kids. People hate. That's the thing. Everyone hates a rich kid. So you have a villain. You have a villain you can shoot at, but just don't go for the normal ways to attack them by making them sluts or that kind of thing. Find other ways, because there's so much. You don't hate and no one really hates sluts. They're great. But no, you don't hate a rich kid because she's a slut. You hate her for the white Mercedes she got when she was 16. Like it's all money based. The fact that she's down to fuck just makes her cool.
What could I mean, he has a pretty good joke there at the ethics paper.
Yeah,
What could it be other than like sucking dick, that fucking cunt bitch, or whatever he said.
I mean, she's rich. Once you cover that other part, once you cover the part that they're talking about, you can almost go back in the end and go, something like, this chick doesn't have to do her paper.
Yeah.
I'm struggling. She's got a Mercedes. She's out sucking dick. It'd be a funny to go, I want to be sucking dick.
Do you know how bad I feel, lying about writing an ethics paper? I mean, that's essentially what you're saying. You're dishonestly writing an ethics paper, which is unethical, and apparently hilarious. Thank you.
Maybe knee deep in dick. That doesn't sound so like.
Knee deep in dick's a fun phrase.
Yeah.
There's so much there. You have a completely original premise. So congratulations on your job. $10 a page.
Raise your price.
$10 a page.
Do you get rated like, this guy has 5 stars?
No, it's blind choice. It's up to the writers to choose the actual paper.
What is the point of college at this
Does
point?
anyone ever go
Right.
higher? Do they bid higher if they need it done tomorrow?
Yeah,
Do you
it's
get
higher
return
if it's a rush
customers?
order, and we do. I guess I'm sure we have return customers. I had to write.
How often do you plagiarize their plagiarism? Where you're like, I don't have time, you just steal someone else's.
Not yet.
Because that's what they really deserve, is you steal a really famous one. They're like, oh, it's on physics, and you get, like Einstein's. Like, here's your theory of relativity, and just put their name on it.
Did you graduate from college?
Yes, I did.
Clearly.
Obviously.
How long ago?
A year ago.
Perfect. So, you're still in college, and you got out of college, and now you're in college.
Yeah.
It's like that's like fucking crazy, man. Like, what'd you go to college for? To stay in college?
Yeah, you graduated college, and now you still do homework. That fucking sucks, man.
The only good part about graduating
Yeah, do
college.
you hate sex? What's the problem? When did you decide that my look would be the way to go as far as making it in entertainment? You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I'm just curious. You look like me. We didn't have a choice.
all the fun and all the pussy, and you said, you know what I love about this college thing? Homework. I love homework.
You know what's gonna get me laid? Essays. Let's do this. Let the pussy avalanche begin.
Jay, you have a very interesting premise.
Yeah, man.
He's
And you're
adding-
young as fuck. You're gonna be fine.
Oh,
Can't wait to
totally.
develop it. Thanks, guys.
Jay Light, everybody.
Yeah.
Jay Light. He's
Jay
at
Light.
Diet Jay on Twitter. That's Diet Jay.
Gonna be asking you for a job in 6 years.
Yeah, he's definitely got that kind of
Yeah, he'll do fine.
totally showbiz charisma. Put your hands together for Parker Searfoss.
Great name.
Yeah, totally. Right?
Great name.
That's another one I don't think I've seen this.
Thank you guys, thank you. We have gay athletes now. That's a cool thing. That's weird. The first guy to come out like that was an athlete, being gay was a basketball player, and I always thought it would be a pitcher. Not because of that, but because he spends 90% of the game staring at the catcher's dick. That's his entire job. Like, if you decide you want to be a pitcher, there's a little part of you that has to like looking at his dog. Have you ever watched like a pitcher in slow motion on ESPN? It's just like. No. Oh yeah, that's the one, and he just rockets it right in there. Thanks, guys. I'm Parker Zervos.
Okay.
I support this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Making sports gay, it's gayer.
Pitchers lick their fingers too.
Yeah.
You did a lip thing, but I feel like, I mean, they do. You see it all the time. They lick their fingers to, like, really. That's where,
Yeah, like get it.
That's where that's gonna live. Just like like really go there.
Would it be too much to put it in?
There's
Like,
no such thing as too much.
Man, you got the spanking ass shit that they do. You got all
They
that
touch
crap.
their dick first. They
Yeah.
pick up a little dirt like an animal,
Right.
and then they lick their hand. There's something, I think, to the notion that you're staring at the catcher's dick, and his dick is where his dick tells you what to do. It's your commander. 'Cause that's where the signals come out. It's like, I gotta stare at your cock so I know what you want from me. You know what I mean?
You
It's
gotta like
that.
read the dick.
Yeah, you gotta
Let it
read
tell
the
you what
dick.
to do.
They're like a dick translator. Yeah.
It's like that gay pitcher would be answering the question, like, how many fingers do you want in
Yeah.
asshole? One.
That one
3
sounds good.
spread wide, and you're like, fuck yeah, dude. 2, but over here.
So I should
Meet me in the
definitely
dugout.
Knuckleball, let's do
And they share secrets.
just goes.
Yeah, they always come up to each other. They have little talks. You know what I mean?
I
They have
had a
those little
thing about that. I
secrets.
just didn't think I have time.
Yeah,
but
like,
then-
you look really pretty today. And then they go back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's fun.
Boom.
There's a lot here. Like, I don't care that you have a mask on. You're still about to get real messy over there. Here comes my screwball. You know what I mean? Like, there's things.
Yeah, and what if the catcher did the FU sign as a signal?
What the fuck?
It is a fun thing to confuse the audience sometimes and have them go, "What's this happening?" This doesn't. No, it's a good non sequitur.
Fucking love you, Iron Patriot.
God damn it! But yeah, I think the key is to have so much fun with it you don't. Everyone knows you're not a homophobe, and also there aren't now gay athletes; they're just allowed to be. I take that out of the meeting because like now we have gay athletes, like we always did. We just now they're
find
allowed
like a
to
better
be.
come in.
Just don't fall into all the traps of like hacky, like the hacky
Like
voice.
gay people.
Yeah, or like don't talk about the ball. Like I thought for sure it was like he handles balls all day, and I was real glad that's not what you said.
No.
Like just don't fall victim to any of those things. Whatever your first idea is, throw it away, and then go to the fifth.
Yeah, but definitely the conversation thing. I like that. And then the fingers.
Matching outfits.
Oh yeah.
Everyone's wearing a special hat.
'Cause they always talk whenever the pitcher's upset, it seems, too, so like it could be a support thing.
Yeah,
So I
that's
think-
what he was talking about. He
Yeah.
would whisper.
Sometimes their friends gather around him, like gay dudes at a gay bar, like, you're doing fine. You know what? You guys are cute together. You're our favorite couple. And then they go, he goes back to it.
Sometimes they call the whole infield in, like, guys, we need your support.
Come on.
Yeah.
Basically,
Getting to third base with a bunch of guys.
And then they break up publicly and they bring in a new pitcher.
Yeah, the relief pitcher.
Yeah, the relief pitcher.
Yeah,
The
out of
closer.
so not only are they coming out of the closet, they're coming out of the bullpen.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. Oh.
And it is weenie night. or whatever.
Can I get a foot long?
Opening day.
Yeah.
Oh,
See, you're already on the right track.
oh, somebody's about to get some bobblehead.
And we have a winner.
Sauce at
Great
Fear
job.
Sauce on Twitter. Tweet more of those big picture tags to at Fear Sauce. I can't believe you got to be.
One sec. Is your Red Hot Chili Peppers t-shirt ironic or sincere?
Honestly, I just like the way it looks. I like.
You just like the tight fit on your good body. Whatever. I'm with you. If I was in shape, I'd do the same thing.
I love it.
I feel like this is pretty constructive so far.
Oh, totally.
I feel really positive about what we've been saying.
Oh, absolutely.
We haven't been mean, you know what I mean?
Well, you know.
Well, look,
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes the truth is hard to hear.
Hey, you guys, remember what Tommy Morris said? It's a
Let's
sin.
try to never remember what Tommy Morris said.
Listen, he was on our show and he said
He doesn't even remember what he said.
he said it's a sin to praise mediocre comics.
Wow. Okay. It's a
So,
sin
we
to
don't wanna
praise
see-
mediocre comics. Wow.
It's not
Less
so
they can
sad.
get me weed.
Your next comedian's name is Kyle Everett. Okay.
Blacklisted.
Kyle Everett is blacklisted.
Someone doesn't want to learn, and that's sad.
Okay. Scott Kidd.
Scott Kidd, let him hear it.
Howdy, howdy, howdy. How y'all doing? Let me just zip up real quick. I want to be out, exposed, all that shit.
What the fuck?
I'll pay a homage to the Brokeback Mountain concept, but I'll get to that in a second. I know I'm on the time.
You're running out of seconds.
Yep. Army Strong? Why the fuck do they call it Army Strong? What the fuck? Army Strong! Army Mad! Army Smash! Just imagine a bunch of Incredible Hulks in the middle of the desert punching out sand dudes. But the whole thing about Incredible Hulk, one of the movies was directed by Ang Lee, who also directed Brokeback Mountain. When I found out that shit, I was like, oh my god, this is perfect! How about Brokeback Marvel? You have the Incredible Hulk and Thing from the Fantastic Four sitting side by side at a campfire. It's sunset. They have literally, sparkly spurs and assless chaps and little tiny hats. And Incredible Hulk looks over at the Thing and says, "You wouldn't like me when I'm horny." And the Thing looks over at the Incredible Hulk and says, "It's slobbering time!" I just want you to keep that image in your head of a big, green, radioactive penis slamming into a brick wall of a face. Thank you, I'm Scott Kidd.
Oh my god.
Scott Kidd.
Holy shit. Good thing I wasn't too mean earlier. Kevin?
Iron Patriot, do you want to take this one?
That was about as funny as a heart attack.
Damn.
Did you two work that out before the show or something?
No, I just felt like that
I
was
say, Patriot, you want to take this one.
I feel that was a very comic universe heavy joke. Iron Patriot being the most heavily invested into the comic universe.
And also heavily vested.
You son of a bitch, you did it again!
60 pounds.
Nothing but strikes with you. But I felt like Iron Patriot would either like it the most or take the most offense.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, you got a lot going on there.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of wouldn't it be weird if a gay thing was in this thing.
Gay meets Marvel, gay meets
Gay meets a
Pitcher,
lot of things.
Gay meets prison,
Which might
gay
mean,
brother. Everything up here has been gay so far.
Which either means we have a
Except for
lot of latent homosexuals on this lineup, or that premise needs to be less prevalent.
Where's that word again?
Jem, did you see how that was used properly?
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I always, when I see a dude going the, like, wouldn't it be weird if things were gay route, it's just, gay's not weird anymore, that's the best thing. That's what's nice about it now.
Yeah.
It's gay's not as weird as things used to be, and a lot of times you can feel the references coming. They're all going to be sexual, they're all going to involve putting things in other things.
Chaps.
Yeah,
And then
chaps.
he mixed it with Marvel, so like
Sparkles.
I bet he says big and green any second. It's like big and green, and like I bet he mentions a wall.
I like the idea of putting the Incredible Hulk a place that he normally wouldn't be. That I'm fine with if you want to just talk about, because you clearly like comic books, correct?
Sure, why not?
Okay, do you not like comic books? I don't know if I need to be patronized.
No worries, no worries.
Still not an
No
answer.
worries. What was that dance you just did when you said no worries? No worries.
No worries.
Yeah.
Trying to be nice over here. Trying to hold a lot of
Trying
things in.
everything.
Just trying to hold in the rage. But yeah, I just think like make it more about comics and less about like the Hulk's green dick.
And what was the whole thing about you zipping up your jacket? Like what?
What happened?
You had your jacket and zip sitting over there, and you like.
Because I know that joke wasn't sponsored by Puma. You acted like you had to get in your NASCAR before you took off.
I just didn't want to expose the Belgians.
Did you think it was
to
going to distract from that unlistenable joke?
Probably.
Let me see.
It's a psychobilly band from Belgium.
Well, that's not going to distract anyone.
So much better than your jacket.
Really?
That to me, the jacket thing says to me, I don't believe in this joke. So we need to be firing on all cylinders because this probably isn't going to go well. So if they see the T-shirt, I'm definitely fucked.
Right.
Like I think you clearly want to write a joke about comic book characters being in the wrong place. Take all the gay stuff out. Put them in somewhere else. Because it'll be a way more usable joke. That's like a TV joke if you find a good angle on it, and it's more fun for everyone. And it's less about like stuff that to me gets to a place that's a little. If you're gonna be fucking homophobic, bring it so hard that we're forced to laugh and then feel guilty.
Okay. All right.
You know what I mean? Where you're like feel bad when someone tells when I see a joke that maybe isn't bad, like politically incorrect. If it's so funny, you laugh. And you're like, oh, I feel bad. That was so great. You know what I mean? Like either go that far, but don't like dip your toe into maybe doing things that you're like, I don't know.
Yeah, when it's not a real story and all of us knows this didn't really happen.
Yeah, you're being conceptual.
Yeah, it has to be something that we're on board with, not one where just like, this is like, why am I listening to this?
Yeah, if it's not real, if you're being conceptual and saying, wouldn't it be weird if this happened here, push the conceptual aspect of it, as opposed to making it everyday, which is gay, kind of like those gay jokes are pretty everyday gay references. So take it to a place that's hyper conceptual.
How long
That's
have you
gonna
been
be
doing stand-up?
Oh, it started in 2005.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
All right. Everyone has their own path.
But actually, I've heard the.
I was just a 36-year-old new face.
Oh
It takes a while sometimes.
The whole Ang Lee reference. I heard that because of the other movies that he made.
made it so real.
It's so true. It takes
Yeah.
a fucking long time. It was the oldest new face of all time.
How old are you, Scott?
I'm 29.
Oh, you're
You're
fine.
still a kid, Scott.
Yeah,
Kid.
That's
okay.
fine. Yeah.
Great. Wow. Have you been doing it the whole time since 2005? Like,
I did take a break. I wanted to.
is it a 7-year break?
It was a 6.5-year break.
Oh, well, then you've been doing stand-up 2 years.
Yes,
or some shit.
you don't answer people.
Yeah, don't do
2005.
that. If you stop for more than 6 months, you don't get to add them together,
Right.
and you
That
shouldn't
wasn't
want
a real
to.
thing.
No, you've been doing it. How long since you started again?
Oh.
A year or two?
Probably like 4 years.
4 years. Okay. Still a while. But what I'm saying is,
I would say 6 months from now on, by the way, no matter what the answer is. Give yourself a fresh start.
Trim the gay fat on that guy. Just trim the gay fat.
Very good.
I've heard.
And next time you want to zip up your jacket, take the whole fucking jacket off, because you need to go through some shit. You're comforting
Free yourself
too
up
much.
there. You got hand movements going on. Just relax.
Yeah, you need to go against the grain. You need to throw yourself to the wolves.
No one wants to see a comedian who looks fearful. That's the one
Right.
thing I know for sure. No one wants to be like, ha, so jacket. Like it's not sexy.
There he goes, Scott Kidd, everybody.
Scott Kidd, let him hear it.
Before we get to our final segment, I had a guy come back from last week. Come on up here, buddy. I forget his name. The amazing thing about this guy is that, and that's why it's interesting that I forgot his name, is that I find myself just daydreaming about anything else every time he's behind the mic. What's your name again?
Tommy Lee.
Tommy Lee, everybody. Here he is.
Let him hear it.
It's extreme. Here he goes. Before he goes, let me explain.
Is he your only regular?
No. We have a whole regular thing that happens after this. I told him last week to come back because all we talked about last week after his set was how I couldn't remember anything that he talked about because every time he starts talking, I just start zoning out about other shit. It's very bizarre.
Like Men in Black.
Yes. So I told him to come back just that I could test this thing to see if I could possibly pay attention to what he's saying.
Right.
So here he is, Tommy Lee, everyone.
Yeah, like, I have a big problem with people always falling asleep on me, Tony. Like, it happens a lot, man. Like, when I was in college, like, I was like the shittiest club promoter ever because people would literally just like walk away from me and just zone out at the exact same time. Like, I couldn't even give away like free drink tickets. It was so bad. But I always notice that the best club promoters are always black dudes, right? Because black dudes, like, they just have so much confidence, they can just win you over. Like, they just know how to hype shit up, even if it sucks. They're like, hey man, I'm gonna hook you up. Because you're always getting hooked up somehow. I don't know why. Every black person has a hookup. Say, hey man, this club, we got bitches, we got bottles, we got 2-for-1 shots, we got bitches everywhere. We got Patron on. Like, dude, this flyer says Chuck E. Cheese's, man. I'm not really sure it's really going down like that. Yes, my little cousin turned 12. We got bitches, we got bottles, we got Chris Brown hitting bitches, we got Charlie Sheen doing coke off bitches. It's all there, man, bitches. I'm like, all right, let's go, man. Whew. Well, guys, thank you.
I was able to last about 20 seconds that time, and then I just zoned out. Kevin, he's done
Lives in that Comic-Con.
he's done with this set. You can put on your phone.
What happened?
He did his thing.
Are we at the Death Squad show?
Wait, what's going on?
Oh my God.
I honestly, I think that you're right. They do oversell shit. That's funny.
You made it through?
Oh, Brian.
And
that made me so pleased.
I think the Chuck E. Cheese thing, I don't believe it at all. So that's where you lost me when you said it was Chuck E. Cheese. But there's something there where you can, if they do, you know, what you were saying. I followed you this time. I didn't follow you much the other times, but
I want to know how you
where you're
feel.
going.
I want to know how you feel towards black gentlemen. Like, you're saying they're so good at selling things, but how does that make you feel? Does it make you feel inadequate? Does it make you feel like do they annoy you? Do you like it? Do you try to emulate it? Like, how's it actually affect you as opposed to just kind of copying it and saying this is what it sounds like?
I guess I want to emulate it.
Okay. Why?
Because it's awesome and I can't do it.
Okay.
What's awesome about it? The fact that it's working, or the fact that it sounds cool?
The fact that it's working, and I couldn't do it. Like, when I tried to do it, I was really bad at it. But it's like, these guys, they were just always so much better at it than me. And like, they were just, I don't know.
So, like, when you would try, how would that come out?
You were like a cuckolded husband.
But when I tried, I would just be like,
cuckolded is.
I guess like I wouldn't get too excited about it. You know, when I was selling it to them and stuff, I would just go and just kind of do it. But
Hey, there's this club if you want to go, I guess.
Hey, yo, what up, girl?
I guess I was like too honest about
There's
the club
like a
stuff,
drink
too.
special and...
Hey, yo, girl, would you like to go to a club tonight?
You can go or not, I mean, whatever. There's a black guy over there you should talk to.
Maybe instead of Chuck E. Cheese, it'd be like Leroy's Chicken Shack or something.
Whoa,
what? God.
What the fuck? When you think the racism has calmed itself down.
Jesus Christ. What the fuck?
It's unbelievable. Why do I get the
How do you
feeling-
fit a whole Klan hood under that suit?
Yeah.
I love the brothers.
I love the brothers. Another thing that no one would say who loves the brothers.
I love the brothers.
Yeah, I love the brothers. They don't like it when you call them that on any level.
I was hanging out on one of my homies' front yards the other day.
With the brothers. They're just like you and us. Oh, cool.
I was
thanks.
burning a cross, but anyway, would you like to hear my banana song again?
Sit back and have some chicken.
Leroy, come on, man.
What are some other things that you think black people do, Iron Patriots? Let's ask the $1 million question.
Let's not ruin his life.
They like watermelon.
Oh, okay, all right.
Everyone else, it's fucking delicious.
They don't like to swim.
All right. I can't wait to see what the fifth one from now is, Kevin. That's what I'm getting at. Keep blowing through him, Patriot.
Didn't you see Chris Rock's documentary, Good Hair?
Now, don't quote Chris Rock.
Do not drag him into this shit.
Yeah.
The female brothers won't get in the pool.
The
All right,
female
there you
brothers.
Tommy
So
Lee.
what you're saying is the transsexuals, black transsexuals do not enjoy swimming is what you're getting at.
Transgender.
Transgender, I
What the
apologize.
hell? What the fuck?
The female brothers?
The chocolate ladies don't like to swim.
Oh dear God.
Ladies.
You're gonna have to leave LA.
Yeah. Who's your security guard?
Yeah.
What's he gonna do? Throw the banana down while he's running away?
Jesus, Brian.
You'll never catch me after you slip on this banana peel.
And or eat it.
Or throw it at me like my fans used to in 1992.
Or try to resell
Fans,
it.
plural? I feel like that's a stretch.
Alright.
That was Tommy Lee. Tommy, that was a vast improvement. I was able to catch some of it.
I could tell it existed.
I
which is
love Kevin's note of taking an approach at it. Get it.
Make it personal.
Yeah,
good.
totally.
Always make it personal. I think
Yeah.
is a good note.
Totally. Or else you're just doing it.
Otherwise, it's just a joke. Yeah, it's if the only way to be unique is to be yourself.
There he goes, Tommy Lee, everybody. It's time for
be
the
yourself.
final segment of the night. This is always exciting. This is where we take our two regulars, two lovely ladies who, in one way or another, started their comedy career here with us. First, as always, put your hands together for Sarah Mostajabi, everybody. It's Boom.
Hey guys. Video games kind of define my sexual identity. It's crazy, but when I was about 13, I always dreamed, when I would finally get a pair of those sweet-ass Lara Croft triangle titties. Whenever that switches to grow in, I'd wait for it. I love to play fighting games, because there's just no better feeling than like beating up a dude wearing a schoolgirl outfit. It was just the best feeling. I think it made me a little bit of a pedophile, but I'm into it, and that's why I dress I do. My hair, everyone always very interested about my hair and why it's looked like I fell asleep in the garbage disposal. But it's cut like this from Final Fantasy 13, which means I went through about 12 fantasies before I'm like, all right, let's make this a fucking reality. And so, all right, that's it.
All right.
This is getting harder, like, every week.
Of course.
It's getting so hard.
Welcome to doing stand-up.
Yeah. It's not easy whatsoever.
Loser.
Initially, you bring up Lara Croft boobs that you wish you couldn't wait to get them. Are you going to talk about yours? Because you're not a flat-chested woman. I'm sorry to point this out.
No, it's fine. No, but I really thought, I never bought like girly magazines. I always bought like PSMs and all this. And
Okay.
That's what I thought like a sexy woman.
I think there's something interesting to being a girl into video games because, like, normally it's what keeps men from getting vagina, and you have one. Like, it's something about. I just think that there's something to being a girl who learned everything about from.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to.
Right.
That's my premise, kind of. But
I think it's interesting to be like that. You've been brainwashed into actually finding those dudes attractive. Not the guys in the games, but like the kind of guys who play video games. Like that's a hunk of you. That's a hunk to you. When actually it's just like a hunk of fat. Because those are the only men you've ever met or at conventions or whatever. But you talk a lot about your looks.
Yeah.
Which is tough because you're.
well, I was told I got some advice from Tony earlier, late last week, that he had said that I should kind of acknowledge people's like perception of me, like immediately recognize. Like,
Well, you're cool looking, but people are going to react to that. Some people aren't going to like it. You're an attractive female, so you have to. And I don't know what that's like, obviously, at all. That's hard to like reconcile in stand-up. It really is.
Yeah.
Because if you show it off too much, it makes people dismiss your act a little. If you don't want to like hide it too much because you don't want to waste it, but it's hard to figure. I think that's a really hard line to toe.
It's really hard to pull off what you're trying to pull off with that haircut is the problem, because it's like rock star, so you can't really play it down.
See, but I recognize both of what you're saying, and that's kind of why I was trying to bring to attention that I know you might think of things like one way, but in reality, like, I'm just such a dork that I cut my hair after a video game. And that I know that.
You cut it after a video game?
Well,
Yeah,
how you said in the joke how there was 12 Final Fantasies or whatever like that. You could say something more to explain that you like my hair's looking more and more pixelated or less pixelated or something like that. You can get totally dorky with it, or because that is funny that you're cut after the 12th version of a video game character. Maybe.
I think it's interesting to talk about having like basically a unique look.
Yes.
Because everyone does that stuff for the same reason, it's just to get someone to like them. So, but at this point, you're almost like you've made your look so confused that like I don't mean it like that, but like you could talk about like I'm sending a lot of mixed messages right now. I have like a 3/4 side mullet, which I don't. Basically, I'm looking for nearsighted white trash, and like and then you just talk about like from the waist down I'm this, from the waist up like I'm basically sending a kind of mixed message, and so what I basically attract is a mutant or whatever it is.
Or a GameStop employee.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
I would say if you're gonna acknowledge the hair, you really got to get into it. Like he just said, like that was funny. The 3/4 mullet.
Yeah, you have a side. You have basically a side mullet, correct?
Well,
I don't know. Does it have a name?
No, it's literally I took a
comb-over
picture
from
of the
hell.
character from the game, and I was like, "Can you please make this real?"
But I mean, I've seen that hairstyle before.
Right.
I think it has a name. Yeah, short on one side, long on the other. Carmen Esposito is a comedian that has the exact same haircut.
No,
Her trip is all about being a lesbian and her lesbian haircut.
It's like Bieber up front, Steven Tyler on the side. Or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
But yeah, I would just be careful of letting your look be too cool. I mean, your look can get distracting to where you walk up on stage and people are just like, visual, visual, visual. They miss the first 30 seconds of your act because you look, there's a lot happening.
Yeah.
Right.
I've had people tell me, that it is like, I'm kind of attractive and that...
Don't hide your face also.
Don't what?
Don't bangs it up. You hide your face to like, your eyes are, you gotta sell jokes with your face.
Right.
So, barrette it. Barrette.
Correct.
Barrette it.
I don't believe in that. I wear a hat. And it's usually down, cover my eyes.
No one wants to see your face.
No one wants to see your face.
Yeah, it's a different thing.
Right.
Yeah, if either, all three of us would love to hide our face with bangs. It would just look weird.
Well, I'm really going to try and focus on that stuff because...
But that's interesting, you're really shy, yet you have a look that's like, look at me, look at me, look at me. You're like
Right.
a hipster neon sign. Like you're trying to like get people to notice your look. It's crazy. I mean, you have all this stuff happening, you look cool as shit, so you're like, I'm shy, but you're like, not all the time. Like, you kind of like, but check all this shit out.
Is it?
I slept at a Hot Topic. You know what I mean? Like, you're giving it to him.
You asked your barber to make you look like a character that guys spend like tens and tens of hours with. And now you're surprised.
That's very
when
valid.
Guys are like, hey, look at you.
You're hoping to find the guy and create a visual trigger where he's like, oh shit, my wife. Because he's just been like making her move all the time. He's like, I made her move. Maybe I can make you move.
I can
Let's
control
dance.
this one.
Yeah,
I can control this one. Watch. BBA. Oh.
Yeah, he just walks up to you and starts pushing buttons, and you're like, I'm not. This doesn't work that way, but that's sweet.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a little something there, but there's a lot to beat out. You already have a brand. You know that video game thing. You could beat out the
I like
whole...
that you completely stayed away from the Persian thing. I think that's the move, too.
Yeah, I made the
wanna
mistake
dabble
of
in
doing that in a different episode.
I was here. I know what David Taylor does. Don't take that completely seriously. That's just his... It has more to do with you being a woman than anything you said on
We've
stage.
had a lot of conversations outside since it happened. He's been very friendly. So
He's a
really-
sweetheart, but his
really
first
enjoy it.
reaction to women is cruelty.
I really
No doubt about it. And we are moving on. That's Sarah Mostajabi, everybody.
Sarah Mostajabi, everyone.
And as always, our second lovely regular, put your hands together for her. It's Kimberly Congdon, everyone.
Hello. I moved to LA a couple months ago, like 3 or 4 months ago. I've been having a lot of problems with my landlord lately. And that's because I'm not supposed to be living there. Yeah, he found out that me and my friend Alyssa were splitting a studio. That's my friend Alyssa. And so he started leaving really threatening voicemails like, oh, no 2 people there, 1 person there, you're going to get kicked out. So we're like, fuck. Alyssa's like, well, maybe we can go, like, talk to him and figure it out. I'm like, Alyssa, he's old, crazy, and Chinese. He doesn't want 2 girls living in the studio. He doesn't even want 2 girls living. So we've had to start sneaking out because his hallway is right across from ours, so he can see our front door. And Alyssa's like, well, we both got to get to work. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. And we look over and we see her suitcase. That's right. She put me in the suitcase 2 days ago. It was going to be a quick move. She was just going to throw me in the suitcase, zip me up, and drag me across.
Adorable and hilarious as always. Put your hands together for Kimberly Congdon.
Well, just real quick, that was really you need to tighten that up because that was just more of a story. That was kind of like listening to you talk about what happened this week.
Yeah,
Right.
it,
It was.
it needs to be in joke form so that we can understand. Instead of saying Alyssa, it needs to be my friend, my roommate, in any way you want to say it.
No, it doesn't matter how many months you've lived here.
Totally.
Cool.
Trim out all the bad stuff. You know what? Kevin and I are going to tweet our more input about that to you because we have run way over our time this evening.
Yeah.
And Kevin, is there anything you want to promote or anything?
I'll be at UCB the 15th with Natasha Leggero. I'm on a Showtime show. Starts in September called Masters of Sex.
I love it. Put your hands together for Kimberly Congdon. That's Kimberly Congdon on Twitter. At Sarah Dresses on Twitter.
Comic Patriot on
Comic
Twitter.
Patriot on Twitter. Tony Hinchcliffe and Red Band. As always, thanks for listening and thanks everybody for coming out. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Come back every Monday for Kill Tony, and this is we're gonna have the Ding Dong Show next, so stay tuned.
10 o'clock.